I went to Miss Sneed's store and I liked a bag. So I looked at this bag, examined the bag, looked at the label, saw the price, and I was like, oh, this is nice. I feel like it's a steal for the price and the label. So I went on to get the bag and I was about to leave and she was like, oh, remember, it's no refunds, no exchanges, no whatever. So I was like, oh yeah. But then I went on to my house excited about, again, having a steal. And my cousins were like, yeah, darling, this is fake. And then I went on to even go to the store and get it examined. And they said, I'm so sorry, Mom, it's a fake bag. And then I just looked stupid.
So if it was a steal, why did you think it was real?
Because it's a vintage store. So vintage stores, generally, the ones I've been to anyway, sell real bags. But apart from that, it was definitely expensive for a vintage store. But because of the label and the price, I thought, oh, this is a steal.
This is a great value.
Yes, I want to keep it.
You want to get the bag.
Yes.
Okay, and you bought it.
Yes.
All right. So Miss Sneed, how do you respond to Miss Williamson's claim? She says she came into your store, she saw a bag, and she thought she was getting a real bag. What do you say to this?
First of all, she never asked me if it was real, so I never stated that it was, but I also never thought I would need to because I don't accept things into the store that are fakes. So it just wouldn't have dawned on me.
Oh, so you don't sell any fakes in your store?
No, we don't sell any fakes because if it has a designer, if it has a designer label, then it is a designer item. We certainly do have other vintage items, say from the 1920s and such, that don't have any label.
Of course.
Right, yeah. But if it says it's a designer, it's a designer.
But you don't sell replicas or copies of vintage bags.
We do not sell fakes.
And so, Ms. Williamson, I'd like to know from you then, how did you come to believe it was the designer bag you thought it was?
So it has the label and it has the monogram logo on the corner. You know how it has the tiny little label in the corners of these designer bags?
So it had the label?
Well. Yes.
So you went into the actual store
Yes.
of the designer?
Yes.
And they basically said, this is not one of ours?
Yes.
Or this, did they make a purse that was just like that?
Yes.
Or was there, so there is a purse
That's similar,
at the store, similar or exactly like it? That's a difference.
I thought it looked exactly like it, but when I went into the store and she pulled it up on the computer, she was like, oh yeah, no, this is...
You could see the differences
Yeah.
between the real bag and what you had. How did the actual label look?
The label was very similar. The difference was the bag that I got from her was black, and the label that they have was like a grey black, so it wasn't like a black, but her label
Did you
is
bring
black.
the bag with you?
I did, Your
Let
Honor.
me see it, please. Thank you, Sean.
You're welcome.
And the label's in the inside?
Yes.
It's a smaller bag, so the label is small. So when you go back to Miss Sneed and go back to the shop, what do you say?
I was like, oh, hi, I would like to return this bag. I realized it's fake. I'm sorry that I found out so late. I should have known when I was in the store, but I realized the bag was fake and I would like my money back.
Okay, so why did you apologize for saying, I'm sorry, I should have known this was a fake in the store?
Oh, because I feel like should have known. Just being me, I should have known that it was a fake bag. And I honestly don't even think she knows it's a fake bag, which is ridiculous.
The only problem with this is, Miss Sneed, is you're saying to me you believe the bag was real.
Can I tell you why I believe it's real?
Yes.
I believe that vintage, it also means old and of a time, and that bag is not a current of their models that they make now. It's one of their vintage bags. And I don't know who you talked to in the store, but I don't know that the person working in the store was necessarily as knowledgeable as the vendor that I got it from, that I use all of the time to know that that bag was real or not. So she did say that when she was leaving, I said no refunds, no exchanges, and no returns. That is not how it happened. I have here no refunds, no exchanges, no returns. It's on the register.
Let me see your policy. Sean, will you hand that to me, please?
Thank you.
Here we go.
The Remix Boudoir.
Yeah.
I should have known.
It's a remix.
I should have known.
From the old.
That's exactly what I was thinking. And if you think about what a remix is,
It's the old to the new. It's hip to the now.
well, it might be hip to the now. It might be fake. We don't know.
I know.
I don't like that the store owner is trying to claim that it's a real bag. I wonder if she was advertising it as a real bag. To me, it really falls on the shoulders of the customer to do their research and know what they're buying. If she was in the store and she had the bag, she could have pulled it up, and at this point you can upload everything to the internet and kind of figure out whether it's real or not. She did tell the girl that there was no returns, no exceptions. And she didn't say that the no returns and no exceptions was based on whether or not you believed a bag was real or fake. If she's advertising that they're real bags, then yes, the store owner needs to pay back. But if she's not, I don't think she needs to pay it back. I don't think she's helping her court case here by saying that. Let's keep going.
You just set yourself up here in this courtroom.
Okay.
So if it's fake, then you just basically owe her money back.
Yep.
With the exception of the policy that she bought a bag and I sold a bag.
No. Because you just said, I'm selling real bags.
Yeah, I believe I am.
And that's what you say your store does. You said your store doesn't carry knockoffs.
No.
Which you shouldn't. But you say it doesn't.
It doesn't.
So what if from this bag, it's obvious to see that the name on the bag is different from what the company says and it's a fake bag? Then what is your policy?
Okay, if I believed it was obvious to see, or that she even went to a store, or that the store was a store that was versed in vintage bags of that same brand, then I would discuss it with her, but I still have my policy of no refunds, no exchanges, and
Once
returns.
she called and said the bag was fake, because this is...
She came to the store.
No. This is the part about stores and customer service. And lucky for you, I've worked retail a long time and also used to own and operate a store. And what good customer service usually dictates is that the customer's always right. Unless the customer is being utterly unreasonable. Okay? So if a customer buys a vintage bag that now you've testified in open court, you believe is real and she believed was real, but was a great deal because it was vintage.
Yeah.
You both leave out of that transaction thinking she has a real bag.
Yes.
If something happens and she tells you she goes into the retail store and they tell her that is not a real bag, what responsibility do you have then to find out whether the bag you sold her is real or fake?
I did my due diligence when I got the bag from my vendor. We always take any product that does have a label that we get into the store and we do our comparisons with our vendor and with the people that we use from the designers. I'm sorry, this is just backstory, but my mother has worked in the industry of fashion for a long time since I was a child, and I have many people that I contact if I have a question about the validity of a product.
Don't tell me about your vendor told you, because they're making too good of fakes right now.
Right.
How do you know this bag is real?
I went through the same steps that I go with all of my other items.
Did you ever go back to the place where she says they told her this is not our bag, to the designer? Have you gone?
She didn't tell me where she went.
Okay, have you gone to the designer on your own?
No, I haven't gone to the designer.
Okay, that's what I want to hear. I've heard enough. Okay, so this is the problem. The problem is this. You have a store that warrants that it sells vintage real bags. So a person going in and purchasing, no matter whether it's a great deal or it's not a great deal, you're thinking, I'm getting a vintage real bag. Now, the label on this bag is such that it is so substantially similar to the label of the true designer bag that maybe the person could not recognize it. That's what fake bags are all about.
Or it's a real
But
bag.
the point is, Miss Sneed, I love when people want to go tit for tat with me in courtroom, but you ain't going tit for tat with your quality control and making sure that the bags you're getting in are what you are warranting that you're selling. And that's the problem here. And all I needed to hear from you truly in this testimony is that you did some very real due diligence to be able to uphold your company's standards, that it's a real bag, to say, and I went to this company. I went there myself because I wanted to find out whether or not the bag is real or fake. That's when I can understand that maybe your supplier got something past you.
I believe she is lying and did not go to the company. That is my point.
Right. But did you go to the company
I did
yourself
not, because
and
I
figure
thought it was
it
right.
out? No, that's the whole point.
Okay.
You are not operating your business well. Now, the problem is this. I'm in here and I have to figure out whether she gets all her money back or whether she doesn't, because you just haven't done your job. So at the end of the day, I'm going to award the plaintiff the $470. Please don't do all that. That's too much. Now you're going to get on my nerves and change the money I'm about to give you. This should challenge you. to do due diligence on every single product you bring in the store. The reason why I know this is because my nephew actually works for a sneaker company that specializes in the resale of sneakers. They have an entire division. They're called authenticators. That's what they do. They authenticate a certain product. You need to invest in that so that you are not warranting to customers you have real things and you don't. Judgment for the plaintiff for $478.50. Court is adjourned.
I don't like the way that this ruling went. I think the court should have brought in an authenticator because neither side proved that they were lying or telling the truth. One was saying one thing and fully believed it, and one was saying the other thing and fully believed it. And one was saying that a store said it, but had no actual proof that the store said it, just from her testimony. And the other one said that she had checked it through whoever she verifies her stuff through, and still couldn't prove it. So I think the court should have brought in an authenticator to prove which one was telling the truth or lying, because they could have got it wrong, one or the other. The defendant fully believed that she was selling real purses. She stuck to her story all the way through the court case. And it wasn't her job, since she got brought in there, to provide the proof. It was up to the plaintiff to provide the proof that it was fake. I don't think that her testimony was enough. They both testified that there were no returns or exchanges, so I don't think that she should get the money back. And since the court did give the plaintiff the money, I think she needs to return the bag. I don't think she should get both. Let me know what you think. Put it in the comments below whether you think the plaintiff or the defendant was actually telling the truth.